Okay, good afternoon, friends. Let's start today. Last time, what we people were doing, it was about some presentations, that situations that we were discussing, and then quiz will be there. So similar, but here instead of this, I would like to ask you people if it is okay that instead of conducting lecture on Zoom meeting, if it is on Google Meet, then is it okay for you students? So people just say if it is yes, it is okay for all of us, then we will conduct. Next time, we will conduct it on Google Meet. And if it is not okay, so you may just discuss what difficulties you will be just getting on Google Meet, because many of the times you might have used Google Meet and Zoom also. So what do you prefer, Google Meet or Zoom meeting? People give me some answers. Tell me yes, no, something like this.
Zoom apps.
Okay, so Zoom app. Okay, so anyway, I don't have any problem for this, but if it would be convenient as there will not be a gap. Maybe after 40 minutes we get disconnected on Zoom. So that is only a difference between Google Meet and Zoom for me. So might be for you people there might be some difficulties. In that case, we will try to continue with Zoom itself. Okay, fine. So let's begin that. So far, what you people are doing, I hope that there will be some improvement what you people are doing in that. It shouldn't be that you people are attending the lectures, maybe two lectures per week we are attending, and after the semester or after the 1 year there we expect some change, and if you're not able to get any change within yourself, then it will be a huge loss for you people. If you're not having anything, if you're not just feeling that some way or some words, something, some knowledge, some sentences that you're not getting after attending so many lectures, then it will be a vainless, or we call fruitless effort, that what we people are spending our time. So therefore, it is necessary that you people have to ask yourself if you are getting something out of these lectures. If you are getting, then only you people have to just work on it. If you are not getting, you people have to find out what we are doing wrong, or maybe there might be another ways also. But you people have to work on this. So then only you people will think that there will be a change, positive change within yourself as far as your communication is concerned, your oral communication is concerned. There must be a change, I personally feel. And if you're not able to find the change, that time you people have to discuss. If you're not able to discuss in class, you may just ask me separately, you may message me privately also. For that, if you're just finding difficulty, if you're not feeling that there is something that you're getting from these sessions, or maybe if you're not getting motivated for speaking English, so that time also, as well as you people have to discuss the difficulties that you are facing for English communication. This way you people have to make progress. Otherwise, simply if you are just attending for the sake of, see, maybe your teachers are forcing, your class coordinator might be asking, so there is issue of your attendance also. So for that purpose, if you're attending, you don't do this. Genuinely, honestly, you people have to feel that after I complete my graduation, what opportunities will be there for me, and these opportunities will be based on my English communication as well. Because most of the companies, when they come for placement and they conduct interviews, that time they check the communication skills of candidates. So therefore, we shouldn't lag there. We shouldn't feel that communication is not good, and because of that you may be rejected. So there will be a number of companies which will come, and if you are just getting rejected each time, so that will be worst situation for we people. So to avoid this, from right now, you people have to work on religiously. So if people just try to find out what I mean religiously, you people have to put the word into dictionary to search the meaning of religiously. So every day you are learning something, new words, new sentences, new patterns. So why I told you to find meaning of religiously, because we know the religion and that meaning is totally different. But I'm using religiously, it is adverb and its meaning will be totally different. Okay, so that way you people have to add your knowledge. Okay, so fine. I think that that will be sufficient for the beginning of lecture. You just keep yourself motivated, self-motivated, I will say. If I am motivating you to speak English, you'll keep it for some time only. If my lecture gets over, you might be just demotivated again. So therefore, if you're self-motivated, all the time you will feel that if I'm getting time, I will spend it for learning some English communication. Maybe you are listening some English videos, maybe you are just going to write something. So this way you may start writing blogs also. So this way you people just try to keep yourself motivated for learning English also. Okay, so that is important. Now let's come to the presentation. So we will go for where we ended last time. It was about that we finished phrases which we people can use at airport. Okay, so I think that it has done the phrases that we people use at airport, but let's see that we people can uh, just revise them and then we will go to the next slide. So just 1 minute. Okay, so now pay attention. Here we have, I think we have discussed it. Do you have any bags to check, or would you like a window seat or an aisle seat? Here also I told you people to check. What do you mean by here aisle seat? So pronunciation also I told you to just see that it is not aisle, but it is aisle seat. Then next to be people have seen that here is your boarding pass. Boarding pass, it means that the tickets that we book for traveling. Maybe we discussed that your flight leaves from gate 15. Such kinds of announcements usually you may listen at airport. We listen it at railway station also, but it is regarding trains and this is regarding planes. Maybe your seat number is announced. Your seat number is 8F. Then we people may be just getting the announcement like this. Flight 800 is boarding now, or maybe your flight has been delayed, your flight has been cancelled. This is the final call for flight 800, and what is the purpose of your trip? These were the somewhat some questions and some points that you people may come across if you are going to travel, and if you are going to travel by plane, that time some things maybe that you people are just mm, listening. From this, now we are going to start today's that here you'll get some phrases or ways to talk about price. Usually when you go in the market and you buy something, or maybe you go to shopping center and there you may buy computers, laptops, mobiles, or some accessories, belts or wallets and purse, etc. So that time maybe we are expecting some price that is in our mind, and usually actual price is there somewhat. So sometimes it is up to expectation. Maybe if you're expecting that should be purchased at 100 rupees and you're paying 100 rupees and you are getting, but it is not always that you get the same expectation. Sometimes you expect it at 100 rupees, but the price may be more than 100 rupees. Or sometimes maybe that there is some bargaining is required. So for that you people just try to pay attention what phrases that you people may just use, or how sentences we people may just use for talking about price. Okay, so here the first phrase is like this: it costs a fortune. So you'll come to know that fortune, so it is related to actual wealth, or fortunate is related to lucky. To be lucky, it means to be fortunate, or fortunate means a wealth. It may be in kind of money or jewelry that called fortune. But when it comes to regarding of costs, so that time it has a different meaning. It costs a fortune. It means that your meaning is explained here that costs lots of money. So if you just see that, I give example of that. Suppose that you're buying something and you expect that it should be at 100 rupees, but instead of 100 rupees, the shopkeeper he is asking you to pay 150 rupees. So that time you may just say it costs a fortune. Okay, so costs a fortune. That is a phrase that you people may search on internet also. Again, here you will find another phrase here that something that costs an arm and a leg. So if you think that these are our body parts, arm and leg, so if you go in the market and you are giving your arm and leg and you are going to purchase anything, nobody is going to give you anything. Or the simply people will think that you are mad because you are just giving your arm and leg and you are purchasing something. So this is an idiomatic expression. And if somebody is saying like this, it costs an arm and a leg, it means that it costs lots of money. So similar meaning here again. So you may just think about that. What does it mean? Cost an arm and a leg. So it means it costs a lot of money. Then next, again another phrase. You people just have a pen and paper with you and just note down these phrases which I'm just mentioning here, talking about a fortune, cost an arm and a leg, a rip off. Okay, so here again, a rip off, it means again overpriced, something that is far more expensive than it should be. So usually you can imagine situations because you go in the market and you purchase something, buy something. So that time you may feel, you might have experienced something is overpriced. Maybe you are just simply buying some grocery also. So that time also you'll find that some particular price of that particular stuff, it was earlier maybe few rupees, and now you are going to buy the same stuff, but now the price is much more. So that time you may just say that that's a rip off. Okay. So rip off, it means overpriced or far more expensive than it should be. So that time you people may just say that it's a rip off. Then next, I can afford it. When you can say I can afford it, see, usually that you have enough money and you can just want to buy a mobile and you are just buying. So that time you can afford it. But see, uh, that time you can say you can afford it if you are just having money and you are spending it and you think that that is the right amount. It is not more, it is not less. So that time you can say I can't afford it or I can afford it. You can use it in both. If you're saying I can afford it, it means that you think it's usual or right price. And if you think that is more price, so that time you can say I can't afford it. And it means that I don't have enough money to buy something. So next one is that's a bit pricey. So pricey means that having more price. Okay, so all these phrases they are related to price. Maybe you are just usually we face this. So maybe you if you are listening about inflation, you people just try to find out the meaning of inflation, or maybe price rise is there. So usually we find that the things that we are buying every day, the price is increasing day by day. So that time these phrases will just help you to talk about the things. But you may think that usually when you people go in the market, that time hardly anybody uses English. But it is important that we should know the phrases at least. And maybe you can imaginary situations you create and you speak about this. You just don't think like this that in market nobody uses English, or even at home nobody uses English. But maybe even in college also, many of the students they are from the having a same mother tongue. So nobody changes language. Everybody prefers mother tongue. Even teachers while teaching, they just explain the concepts in English, but maybe uh, many of the times they prefer mother tongue also. But it is very important. See, if you can speak English all the time, if you're able to speak English, so that time it is convenient because you'll not have difficulties. And that is important, that your command over English, your ability to speak it orally, so that will take you ahead in your career. Otherwise, simply you'll be clever, you'll be intelligent, you know so many things. Technically, you might be sound, but if you're not able to perform here, maybe in the interviews and some uh, maybe sharing of instructions, giving information and taking information, if you fail to understand people, or if you just fail to make people understand, so that time it is difficult for us. So therefore, we have to practice. Okay, so let's come to the point, and then there is next phrase which talks about that this is quite reasonable. Hmm. You might have heard about this phrase, that reasonable. Reasonable, it means it is a good price. Hmm. So maybe that you are just paying it and you feel that it is worth. Suppose you bought a pen and the pen costs you 20 rupees. But the pen is of fine quality. It is writing smoothly, ink is very nice and attractive, its grip is very nice. So that time you can say the 20 rupees, it is a reasonable price. So that time you may just say something is reasonable. Then here is the next phrase, that is all we always expect when you go for shopping. That time we expect such kind of offer. And if it is like it's 20% off, so 20% off, it means that 20% discount you will get. Whatever you are going to buy, you may get discount on that particular thing. And usually discount may be in percentage like that, 20%, 30%, maybe sometimes 10 to 15, up to 20%, like this terms that you may listen. And that is usually to attract people or customers to buy more and more products. So therefore, usually such kind of discounts is given on some products, maybe on clothing, maybe on laptop, maybe on mobiles, etc. Then there is the next phrase that you may just listen, that that's a good deal. Okay, so good deal, it means for you can say nice transaction of business, in the sense of buying and selling. So a good value for the amount of money. So here again, you just take an example of the pen, same I just told you. You just bought a pen and pen costs you 20 rupees. But you think that 20 rupees is the right price because the pen that you bought, it is not an ordinary pen. You just think that pen is its maybe point and its ink and its maybe look and everything, that is amazing for you people. So therefore that 20 rupees you gave it happily, and you feel that that's a good deal. So something that you bought it, and you feel you are satisfied simply. So that time you may just say that's a good deal. Then next term, that is bargaining. So you may just bargain somewhere. So what bargaining is? I hope that you might have bargained somewhere. Maybe you go into the market and you bought some things. So in retail markets, usually such kinds of bargains might happen. Or maybe if you are just buying some vegetables, so that time also such a bargaining happens. So how bargaining takes place, and how what is the intention behind it? So here also you people just imagine one more example, that you are just in the market and you want to buy some vegetables, and you are just asking the price, and that vegetable seller is telling you that some particular vegetable, it costs you 30 rupees. After listening 30 rupees, you're not readily taking your wallet out and you're paying 30 rupees to that vegetable seller. So what you do usually? So you just start arguing with that person. Arguing in the sense that bargaining starts here. So you may just say 30 rupees. So 30 rupees is too much. Here, nobody just sells the vegetables at 30 rupees, and how you are just charging 30 rupees for that vegetable. Uh, maybe you just also say that I usually buy from you and you're just charging it more. So that time you may just wanted to reduce the price from 30 rupees to somewhat less. Okay, so you just say that instead of 30 rupees, you'll buy at 20 rupees. Okay, so that's called bargaining. And when it is successfully done, when successfully somebody buys something with this, so that is called bargaining. So when you say 20 rupees, that time again that maybe vegetable seller he is not readily giving you vegetable with 20 rupees. So he again says that 20 rupees is very less price. And 20 rupees it is even production cost is not 20 rupees. So how you are expecting you should get it at 20 rupees. So he just says instead of getting selling at 30 or 20, you just set it middle price like 25 rupees, and then you bought it. So that's bargaining. So such things might happen in maybe when you buy something or sell something that time also. So that was a real bargain, you may just say. And here is the last point from this slide. That was a dirt cheap. Again, try to understand dirt cheap. It means that something which is extremely inexpensive. Okay, so extremely inexpensive means that you're just getting it in a very low price. Hmm? So that time you have to understand it is cheap, cheaper, cheapest. So that is dirt cheap. Hmm? So you're not paying much money. Hmm? So that time you may just say it was a dirt cheap. So these were the prices that you people may just think you find more. It is not that sufficient for your communication. If you know much and more words, you can make sentences from them and you can just start using in your oral communication. That should long at least, you should be able to speak at least 10 to 15 minutes. If you start speaking, you should be able to continue your speech at least 10 to 15 minutes. And for that purpose, actually, we people have decided to just speak English. So last time we have planned like this, but students were not prepared. So I hope that today students might be prepared for their speech. So we are spending our last 5 minutes for oral communication. Okay, so let's go to the next slide now. And on the next slide, you will read that phrases or the words that we people can use for talking about hot weather. Maybe when we people usually have summer and our summer is a very hot summer. So weather is hot. So that time, what words and what phrases will help us to talk about such weather conditions. So let's see first of all, maybe if it is not that much hot, so you may just say it's nice and warm today. So when you can say nice and warm, when it is not too hot, it is bearable. So it may not be sweating. So that type. Maybe usually summer mornings they are nice and warm. Okay. So that time you may just say it's nice and warm today. And then maybe if it is a summer days and maybe it's afternoon, that time you may just imagine. So that kinds of temperature, that kinds of weather, you may use this phrase that it's absolutely boiling. So you know what boiling is. And in the terms of weather, boiling it indicates that it is extremely hot. So temperature is extremely hot. So that time you may just say it's absolutely boiling. So here, what does it indicate boiling? It is not actually boiling, but you are just feeling hot, getting hot. That time you may just use it. Then next point is about that we are having a real heat wave. So heat wave, it says or it talks like this, that many consecutive days of hot weather. Maybe you have a week, continuous 5 or 6 days, you are having a hot weather. So that time it may be just called as having a real heat wave. Maybe, and that is also rising day by day. Maybe today it is near about 30, 35. So maybe it is increasing 36, 37, 38, 40. So this way it is increasing and it is continuously. Few days that it is we are just feeling, and that time we can say that we are having a real heat wave. Okay? Then next one is that sometimes in the summer, usually in summer, that sun is burning. We feel it like this. So that time it is usually sun is really strong today. Okay. So here run is strong, sun is strong. It indicates that temperature which is very hot. So that time it says like this: sun is really strong. So it is not the physically strong, but temperature you experience, you feel it is very hot. So that time you use this, and then next is it is about climate or weather. We can say hot and humid climate. Okay, so usually if you remember the climate of the Mumbai, that is hot and humid. So you may just feel it hot, but there is the water vapors in the atmosphere, and that water vapors they make humid. So there is some wetness also. Uh, so that time, that temperature, it is hot and humid temperature that you people may just talk about. Okay, so again you just search on internet, you search on Google that various kinds of temperature. Again you just remember that for Indian atmosphere, Indian weather, there are number of, because we have three seasons of the year, and there could be many more phrases as far as summers are concerned, uh, or hot weather is concerned. You people will get more phrases on the internet. Also, similar to that, you people try to find out some words which are related to clothes, which are particularly used in summer, or you may try to find out the ways how you people can just keep yourself cool during such summer days. Because if you see that the students who are learning in first standard or senior KG, junior KG, for these students such activities are there, but let it be. Because of that, you people are going to increase your vocabulary, and if you have plenty of vocabulary, you will not find it difficult to talk continuously. As previously I was talking about, you should be able to speak at least 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So that span will be increased. When it will be increased, if you have plenty of much of vocabulary if you are having with you, so that time you are going to speak about it. Okay. Then let's go to the next slide, where you may be just having, now we just talked about hot weather conditions. Here you can just have some phrases which are for cold weather conditions. Okay. If you find that the weather or temperature that is dropping, it is low, so that time you may just say it's a little chilly. Okay, so chilly, it indicates that cool or cold, but that is bearable. Again, it is not that much cold which you cannot bear. You can bear. So that time you people may just say it's a little chilly. Then next you may just say it's freezing. Okay, freezing, it means that we can just imagine it is extremely cold. So that time you people may just say it's freezing. Okay, dropping. Okay, so temperature is dropping. It means that maybe it is turning cold. Maybe earlier it was hot, but these days it is reducing day by day. Some Celsius, some degree, it is dropping. So it is becoming cold. Next is that make sure to bundle up. So what do you mean by your bundle up? So bundle up, it means that put on warm clothes for protection against the cold. So you may be just wearing your sweater, your jerkin, your whatever the clothes. You may be just taking some shawl or rug to just bundle yourself into that particular cloth. So bundle up, it means that put on warm clothes for protection against the cold. Okay. And then next one is that we are expecting some winter weather. So during winter, normally we don't have rain, but some parts of the nation, or sometimes it is in maybe some culture, there is a rain or snowfall, etc. So that time, that winter weather, it indicates there is snowfall, hailstorm, sleet, ice. So all these phrases indicate that there is some snowfall. Okay, so these were the phrases that you people can think again, try to find more, and mostly related to Indian winter season. What particular phrases you people may get. So that was all for today. We will stop here and we'll go for some discussion. So I can see students how they flee or how they run away when I just wanted to talk about oral communication. So last time I told roll number one, and right now roll number one is vanished. I can see right now just before 2 minutes, she has vanished. So might be there some other issues, but I can understand that the students, they're trying to run away from the situation instead of facing it, they're running it away. So last time also it happened. So maybe this time. So Rishikesh, we are going to expect from you. So this time I think that you're feeling well and you're prepared also. So will you start? Talking about 1 or 2 minutes is not that much difficult. You don't think, you don't feel, you don't take pressure, tension. Here it is not any competition. Here it is not any kind of maybe punishment also. So simply you just talk for 2 minutes. Rishikesh Watare. So are you getting my voice? Roll number 31. Or you're not getting my voice? So getting no response. So we'll go to roll number one, Mohini. So last time we have discussed, you said yes, you will prepare. So you got almost 1 week. I'm just giving time for preparation. And I'm expecting that you're not speak for 10-15 minutes. You have to speak for 2 minutes, one or two. Anyway, last 2 minutes. Sir. After that, you're going to get disconnected. So don't let it go as it is. So maybe network issue will be there, but you people just try. Let it be. We will try to understand with your breaking voice. So you just start if you are just prepared, Mohini. It will be fine for all of us. But you just take courage to start. Hmm? Okay, so you just start. Just let you know if it is Reggie problem, then we'll understand. No, but okay, so I think that it is not going to work at all. So you people are not going to open your mouth, and every time the issue will be same. So you have to prepare, all of you. Rishikesh is also not he is not connected right now, but let it be. Again, this time we are going to leave as it is. So I expect next time those who are self motivated, they will come prepared. So from you, you people just tell me that who will be the next two people who will speak. Instead of just I'm telling, because see, for last two lectures I have been telling you, and you people are responding like this. So right now, instead of I'm just telling you, you people just come prepared. So rejoin back. If you are getting disconnected, it is time to get disconnected. So you have to rejoin. but after rejoining, two students from your class, they should come forward and they will just tell me that next time you're going to speak for 1 or 2 minutes. So otherwise, I will stop all these things and I will just start taking oral activities only. So that time it will be very difficult for all of you because there will be a compulsion. So there, that time you can't say if you are just